Peter Noone of Hermits is here at the Niagara Falls Casino for 3 shows, keeping the hits and magic of the 1960s alive and well. We got the chance to speak to Peter on the secret to his success and his continued popularity to this day. Something tells me I'm into something good.
Woke up this morning feeling fine, 'cause there's something special on my mind. Last night I met a new girl in the neighborhood. Oh yeah. Something tells me I'm into something good.
So welcome to Niagara, Peter.
Well, it's nice to be here. I love Niagara.
I was going to say, you've been here a few times.
Many times, and I always have a good time. I go for a walk around, and I know all the little back roads and everything.
And you're doing 3 shows here. Today's your final one?
Today we did 2 fantastic. They were the best audiences that we've ever had this place. And today we're expecting another full house and loads of nice people and people who know my songs.
Do you find there's a lot of younger fans at the shows coming out, like myself, who likes to see you? And
yeah, we do. There's always been that, because I think the period of the 60s is it's like, for my parents, they probably like the Roaring Twenties and and all that stuff. And I think probably the 60s generated a lot of great stuff. Like the Beatles, the Stones, the Who, the Kinks, the Move, the Moody Blues, everything. There was such a massive musical renaissance period, and I'm part of that. And luckily for me, I'm one of the few people that's still alive.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of here outliving my competition.
Right.
What is the secret of your success, Peter Noone? I've outlived the competition. There's only Paul McCartney, few Stones, and Ringo Starr, and me.
What's been keeping you going all these years? You have so much energy when you're playing.
I live a sheltered life when I'm not on the road, and when I'm here, I don't go to the bar. I go to my room, and I don't watch the news, because the news is terrible. But I watch PBS, and I stay in my room and I play solitaire.
Nice. That's
no,
a nice.
I don't really. I'm lying. I'm just lucky.
Sounds like a great Saturday night.
I'm genetically inclined to be fit. My mother and father were fit, and Mick Jagger's dad was a professor of physical education, so he cheated. I just had a normal dad, and I'm just managing to make it work physically.
Well, it's working though.
Yeah, I don't drink and I don't smoke. I'm boring.
Not boring. You're smart.
I try to stay alive.
Don't know much about history, don't know much biology.
You have such an expansive career. How do you go about picking your set list? You have so much music and so many hits to put in.
We don't have a set list, but we have 300 songs, and I just randomly pick them off. We always start with "I'm Into Something Good" because it's the song that I began with. And we always end with "There's a Kind of Hush" because it's the song basically that I finished with. So I do "I'm Into Something Good," "Wonderful World," "Listen People," "Silhouettes," "Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter," "Henry VIII," "There's a Kind of Hush," and all the other ones that I've forgotten right now. "I Must to Avoid," "Dandy." And luckily in Canada, they know more songs than they do in America.
Listen to your show before in Sirius XM, Something Good.
Okay,
I think it's the 5 o'clock slot.
Yeah.
I think it is. Nice drive home. What's it like being a preserver of history of the 60s in a way? Because you're telling stories, you're sharing songs.
Well, if you've listened to it, you know that I do start the show with "Hello, I'm Peter Noone, and you're listening to Something Good on 60s on 6. And some of the stories I may tell today may be true.
Yeah.
And what I do is I just, I never tell lies, but I do embellish. As my mother gave me that word. She said, you can embellish if you want to. I should become a professor and get a pension.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I support that. I'll take your course.
Okay, great. I know Andrew Oldham, who was the Stones manager, is a professor of music now in British Columbia.
That's interesting. Well, you're doing that in a way, though, for people that listen, right? You're taking them through things they wouldn't have known otherwise.
Yeah, but mine are not biographical or factual.
They're
all, like a true story in there. And it's like I went to this place, this nightclub, and I got in the lift with John Lennon and another guy called Terry Doran. And I'm like, I'm in with the in crowd kind of feeling. But, and because I was a kid, when they sat down in this nightclub, which was for much older people than we were, all of us, I was 16 or 17, and this lady, cocktail lady, it's almost like a casino cocktail lady comes in. She looks at me and she doesn't say, do you have your ID with you? Because that didn't exist in those days. I already had my dad's driver's license, which said I was born in 1921. So she said, there's a 2-drink minimum. And John Lennon said, I'll have 2 Bacardis and he'll have 2 Cokes. And the drinks came and he gave me this little miniature bottle of Bacardi and he took one of my Cokes. And then I said, I'll get the next round. And that's a true story, and I tell it on the thing, and lots of times I would run into John Lennon. So when I tell a Beatles story, it usually has John Lennon in it because he was the most friendly, incredible, he was the most friendly Beatle. Even though the other ones are all... The one thing that no one ever tells you about the Beatles is they were absolutely fantastic people. They were so nice and charming. They loaned people stuff. Like, we did a gig with them in Wembley in London, and they said, you can use our gear, you've got a left-handed bass player like us, as if they weren't the Beatles, you know, as if they were just another band. And, you know, you could hear them talking and walk into their dressing room, and they'd look at me and say, who are you? You know?
It's fun, though, and it's nice that when people get to see you, they get to hear these fun stories. Well, thank you, though, for sharing them.
I think they're fun stories. I mean, that's why they gave me the job. They don't pay me a lot of money, but they know that I enjoy it, so they get away with getting me for cheap. You know what I mean? They go, he'll enjoy this, give him that, and he'll just do it for nothing.
I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink.
The Avalon Ballroom was packed with tons of adoring fans, all for Peter Noone's 3 sold-out shows at the Fallsview Casino. We're looking forward to seeing what's to come with Niagara's new entertainment complex. In Niagara Falls, reporting for The Source, I'm Bianca Tomori.